Do. We're talking Star Trek. Not that we ever do that on this channel.
Dun dun.
No, not wormhole switch. Don't be a dick. Unplug it. Okay. I unplugged the wormhole switch. It's like the wormhole drive, just more powerful. Unlimited power. Which is a thing.
Are we live? Are they hearing you be an asshole?
Yes.
Oh,
That's why
hi.
I started the music. And you know what, guys?
Gotcha.
He genuinely didn't know if we were live right then, so he took a roll of dice if she'd insult me or not. And he rolled, and he lost. Yes.
Hi, guys.
Jinx. It's the day before D-Day. D-Day Season 2, when all of our predictions... Because do you remember in Season 1 when we predicted stuff and we had so little to go on, we didn't know how it would be. We thought a lot of the design stuff be answered and there'd be things and reasons, and we had all these, like, at least this year we have a bit more of a firm footing. So this time it's more about what else are they going to do?
Yeah.
How are they going to change course and how they're not going to change course,
And we've seen some indications that they're taking a few steps in the right direction. We've seen a classic D7 or Katinga hologram. Yeah, I think that's all we've seen. No, I'm just kidding. We've seen the Enterprise, the graphic that has the proper sizes and stuff based on the Franz Joseph technical manual.
A mistake
whether
or not. Yep.
Yeah. Whether or not that's a production error, they just threw that stuff up there. Nobody would notice. That's what they thought, probably.
Do you know?
We've seen the Enterprise being towed and work bees.
I was going to say, do you remember how in TNG when Mike Okuda actually put in Easter eggs? Like, he had so much thought to the graphics. He'd put in Easter eggs. He'd put in details from the past. He'd put in all these little tidbits. And now it's the opposite. It's like, oh, well, it's just the graphics department. They didn't bother doing all... They didn't have time to make new graphics. And it's like...
Maybe the original Franz Joseph information was an Easter egg. Totally deceptive, but an Easter egg nonetheless.
Decepticons. We need to fight them.
Right.
Like remember, I bet you Michael Okuda didn't even get permission to update the LCARs in Season 4 of Enterprise to add those coloured boxes with the graphics team. I bet that was just him because he thought it should happen. You know what I mean? Like that team was very much about making it fit. So I'm gonna put this everywhere. And you talk to our wonderful chat. 109 people already. You guys are superb. And I will post.
Yes. My Season 2 prediction. They rate Pike entirely wrong and make him do things he wouldn't do. Very likely. They're taking away Easter eggs. No, they're not taking away Easter eggs. We were just saying how the old production team really cared about that kind of thing and would throw them in. This one just probably doesn't. My prediction is that Pike will be an epic captain. I hope he is. I hope they do his character justice. I kind of liked what I've seen from the trailers so far, for sure. I'm looking forward to seeing more of him. Discovery is a blessing to real die-hard Star Trek fans. I'm grateful to have new Trek to watch. Good attitude. I love that. I am too. I'm happy to have Trek to watch, whether it's, generally accepted by everybody is another issue, but I'm glad. I enjoy watching it. I have fun. I get excited each time there's a new episode. I want to see what happens, and I guess Easter Bunny's got their old boomerang out of storage again. The CBS show that removed Easter eggs is not okay. Well, I'm not sure if they removed them. I'm sure there's some Easter eggs that they'll
Easter eggs aren't in there by default. You've got to have the time, effort, energy, and thought to put them in.
And desire,
yeah. Like, even to the point where the TNG remasters actually added more Easter eggs in. When they had lots of, like, graphics, just names. It's like names could, should, and would be anything. So they put in new people that had worked on the remasters and stuff. Little things like that, but cool stuff.
Yeah. I really liked the Kelvin Pike too, as did I. He was one of the best parts of the JJ movies, in my opinion. Too bad he got killed, but spoilers. Discovery's loaded with problems, yet I love it anyway. Good attitude. I love that, Jill. I kind of agree with you. I wouldn't say I love it. I like it. It makes me mad sometimes.
I mean,
but
it's my least enjoyed of the 6 other shows. I mean, I would watch it as elite of all my ordering. It'd be absolutely the lowest one. Just multiple reasons, but that something will be at the bottom. I think I'd even choose to watch Enterprise over the animated series. To be honest, nothing against the animated. I think I just like. Like,
yeah.
there's more nuggets of there's obviously more of it, but like, I mean, I could go back and watch Into Mirror at nauseum.
Oh, absolutely.
But obviously, that's because it's incredibly canon consistent. Someone said.
That being said, I really like the animated series, but continue.
Yeah, I haven't properly watched it since I was young, but someone said they thought Enterprise. The reason no one liked Enterprise is because of like the time slot and the fact that it was very like reasons I didn't buy, or for season 4, and I was like, no, the reason season 4 people liked is because they kept linking to TOS canon. Like, that's the major shift. It was, let's reference the future and make clever stories. Every single one has a heavy arc to the future. It embraced its Trekness and it got better. Like, do you remember how season 1 it was called Enterprise, not Star Trek Enterprise? Because they're trying... It's like, as soon as they try and do less Trek, it gets less. Like, remember, even Nemesis, it was directed by a non-Trek fan. So imagine if a Trek fan directed it, it would have probably been better. You know, I think even Nicholas Meyer, he became a fan of the material during the course of the film. Like he said, I listened to commentary. At the start, he was doing it as a job, technical thing to make this script he really liked. And by the end, he was a fan of the people and the story and the universe. So,
Thomas Potts puts in $4.99. Says, what do you think of the new Discovery opening credits? And he wants animation number
credits are
8.
Titles. Yeah, what do you think?
Titles?
Yeah.
I haven't seen them. I tried clicking a link and it wasn't available. I've seen a few screen caps though. There's the TOS captain's chair, but then again, in season 1 we had TOS phaser and a TOS communicator breakaway scene. So, it's like they're dropping subliminal hints that, hey, this is TOS, guys. But I don't know. I haven't seen the full thing, so from what I've seen, I'm happy.
Yeah, it's weird. The only time they can use TOS canon is in a title sequence. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why even? Why? Yeah. Like, if they're not, if this is a complete reboot, why would you even reference it? Yeah, it kind of seems weird that you do that. But obviously they've replaced...
Play animation number 8, please.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. But when they get to something, then something will happen. Oh yeah, they removed all the Klingon stuff, which is the big, and they added back the Angels and the Deltas on a different transporter array, which looks a bit more like TOS Enterprise apparently. I mean, it's the same, but. I mean, I like they're changing each season. That's a nice touch, but they could have changed it 25% more, please.
And it's funny, literally like a day or two before the new opening came out, I asked Sylvia because it was on Space.
What, Tilly or your wife?
My wife. Oh. I asked her if, because we were watching Discovery because it was on the Space Channel, we were just scrolling through and stopped on it, and it came to the opening sequence. I'm like, I wonder if they're going to redo the opening sequence for season 2 because everybody on that list is fired. And I'm like, that guy's gone, she's gone.
Yep.
And that's sure enough. Then a few days later, this new season 2 intro came out, and I just kind of laughed a little bit.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
How many of the team remain?
Gmon78 puts in £5 and says, my 13-year-old son says DS9 is crap. Is it too late for him to give him up for adoption? Good evening from Ireland, guys.
Well, Gmon, if he's still awake, and he shouldn't be, it's late, could you ask him why he thinks it's crap? Because we always say there's 3 ways you can answer something. I hate it, effing bad, or I hate it because. What's his because? Because it might just be because he hasn't seen the right episodes, or he's not old enough to appreciate it. I mean, 13, you should probably start be getting it, but it's a complex show. You've got to actually watch it from the start to the end. If you can't jump into season 5 and expect like the characters like you didn't in season 1, you've got to have this real build. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Like Babylon 5, you can't jump in season 4 or season 3. You're dishonoring yourself. Like I wouldn't even, The Expanse. Are you really gonna jump into season 4? No, you need to start from the start. Whereas Enterprise and TNG and Voyager, it's pretty much you could sort of jump into the paradigm shift. What do you think?
It's funny you say that though, because I say people that don't like Deep Space Nine start watching season 3, get hooked on
Oh.
it, watch the whole thing, and then go back and watch season 1 and 2 that were the crap episodes. And the
Well, yeah, but I mean, if he probably doesn't like it because the characters and the stories aren't very good, so he's already started and he's already got that. Ugh, I don't like it as much. So we can't win that. I just want to know. Ask him why, or tomorrow when he's awake.
Yeah.
Or wake him up. Bring him to the computer and say, "Why don't you like it?"
The Trek guards guys want to know why you don't like these.
But in a gentle
Roberto
way.
Suarez puts in $2 and says, after damage, Enterprise gets refitted with TOS struts. We're thinking that might be the case. That would be cool, because we did see work bees going to the nacelle in one of the early trailers, and then in one of the newer ones we've seen the ship being towed. So that could be very much the case.
And that'd be an easy way for I mean, in terms of the VFX department, it's no skin off their back. In terms of Canon, it allows them to sell the Discovery era variant and then the Discovery era variant refit. I mean, what a great way of upping the ante of getting closer to it, and what a great way of symbolizing to the fans, oh no, we're going to get there in the end. You know, straight struts. It does make a difference, and that graphic is then legit, which would certainly be nice.
Gmon78 puts in £5. Thank you. He hates the characters and says they talk too much. I think he's the milkman's kid. He prefers Voyager and Enterprise.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so I guess his brain development hasn't quite got to that stage where he understands complex interactions.
But that's weird, because Voyager, they talk more.
No insult intended, of course. I was just joking.
But I would assume in Voyager they sort of talk more. I mean, it's more technobabble and therefore more science fiction-y. In if you don't like the characters, then you would not care when they're doing, you know, character dialogue. That's interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Huh.
And DS Rider puts in £1.99, £1.99, and says, "What is your favorite beauty pass of the hero ship?
Oh Jesus!
Or which hero ship?"
This one right here on the screen that I made. Look at it. It's both hero ships together. Gabriel Kerner's model and Pierre Droulet's model, both the best of their ilk. Glorious.
Right.
It's not a real answer though. Oh wow, that's a good question.
There's so many beauty passes that I love. It's hard. I don't know.
I feel like you've, out of obligation to everything, you've got to say the refit when it exits dry dock, or like one of the classics in the motion picture, because they were high budget and beautiful, and they were lit very cinematically, whereas later on they were lit much more flatly.
Yeah, I would say something from one of the movies for sure.
It's a great question though. I've never heard
that. It
that
is a
before.
great question. It's a very good question.
There are some good Defiant ones as well, because that was a really good 3D model at the time, and that sort of stood out.
Yeah, and someone asked earlier, they heard rumors that the Borg are going to be in season 2, and I don't know if those are real rumors. I just think that they are just people talking. I don't think that's going to be a thing. It's obvious that Star Trek Discovery Season 2 is a pilot project for the Pike Spock Enterprise series. I mean, that could be a possibility. I don't know if that's a great idea, personally. Well, it is a good idea if they do it properly, but I don't have faith that they'll do it properly. And then people will complain that they're ruining Pike and they're ruining Spock even more, and blah, blah, blah. It's a kind of a no-win scenario in that case.
But that's the thing. They could easily say, if they do the committing to this Pike, which I think is again, I like the Spock actor. I haven't seen Spock yet properly, but conceptually like the actor. And then Pike is already, I think, winning everyone over. I think Universal winning people over by being positive and friendly and nice and good at his job. It makes a difference. And having, you know, personality and character. But I think if they were to say commit to this Pike show and then just come up with saying, so the trailer comes out, it's great, it's cool. Enterprise is slightly updated to more like Connie, but it's still very much Discovery era. The bridge is clearly Discovery era. Who the hell cares? And at the end, and then in the titles of it says, continuing our rebooted Discovery universe. Continuing the brand new 2019 reboot. Bringing Trek to the modern century. So it's like, oh, okay. Now they're saying, they're retconning themselves into, this is the Discoverse, and they're committing to that fully, and we can be like, well, shit, we can't complain as much, and we can't analyze as much. Damn it! Because seriously, we couldn't do half the videos we would do if we can't, if they didn't insist it was Prime, then we couldn't do a 10, 20 discussion of how the evolution of the Connies go, because you'd say, well, they don't exist. So there's only one Connie. It is as it is. There's nothing to compare to before and after.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for making it confusing.
Yeah, and I've said it all along. If they had come out and said it's a remastered or rebooted or reimagined series, we would have been like, bravo, guys, you're doing a fantastic job.
Bit weird, but yeah, cool.
Yeah. But don't tell us it's Prime and then show us that and go, it's Prime, trust us. And we're like, nah, no.
Yeah, they mean story Prime, not visual Prime. But it's like, yeah, but they're one and the same, you know?
Yeah, I hear you.
Respecteth the world of Trek.
Gmon78 puts in another £5 and says,
Legend.
He also doesn't like the Connie refit. Seriously, what the F is wrong with him? Galaxy is his favorite ship. The Galaxy is nice, and, you know, I can understand that a little bit, but not liking the Connie refit, there's some problems there.
See, now
you
I feel
might
like
be right about the milkman thing.
Now I do think we're having basically a chat with Gmon's son here. But Gmon's son, Gmon Jr., which I feel like you should address him as Gmon Jr., Mr. Gmon. Okay, ask him why, not the refit, and does he prefer the refit or the classic Connie, or is he so young that he doesn't like the classic Connie because it looks too old, or does he think it looks sleek like a smartphone? I mean, I don't think I know anybody that hates, except your son, the Connie refit. Like seriously, I think that's 99.9% loved. I mean, do you know anyone that hates it, Stuart?
No.
Yeah.
I know people that don't like the TOS Enterprise.
Yeah.
Because it looks too 60s, but, you know, the refit definitely solves those issues.
Yeah. I mean,
the refit has kind of a timeless look to it.
Yeah.
You can tell that the TOS Enterprise was 60s inspired a little bit.
Yeah.
So
some of the shape profiles and stuff.
Yeah. Joseph Petrick throws in €2 and says, any secret not listed animations only for him.
Okay, I will. Well, I've got the animation drive, so sure, you'll get your wish, sir. I'll throw something in that no one's ever seen before.
Even I have some bonus random ones that nobody knows about that I can sometimes throw in. So
it's true.
It is true.
I know.
Anyway, so predictions.
Oh yeah, how long have we been going, Stuart? We literally haven't even mentioned the topic yet. That's the thing. If you guys are talking to us, we have fun, you know.
Yeah, Jill quite a while ago says, so what are your predictions? Like way long ago, I was going to address it, but we were talking. Okay. I am predicting that there's going to be basically two storylines here. There's going to be the Spock and the Red Angels. They're going to be tied together. Mm-hmm. And there's also going to be the Klingon arc. However, having said that, the new trailers do have Ash on board the Enterprise, or not the Enterprise, the Discovery, doing something. So I don't know how the Klingon arc is going to tie into it. But those are going to be the two main ones for me. The introduction of the D7, probably the establishment of the Klingon Defense Force, hopefully, something like that. And then the Red Angel thing. Now, is this Red Angel thing and the Spock thing going to take a whole season of storytelling? Probably, but I hope not. I hope it's, like I've said before, I hope it's 5 or 6 episodes, and then the rest of the season can be something else moving along with the new captain of the Discovery. I don't want to have Pike in command for a whole season, and then at the end of the season 2, now we're going to Andor to pick up our new captain. Oh, look, it's a ship. I don't know what ship it'll be, but... And then
it's the Excelsior, NCC 2000 or 9, you know, it's like, what? That doesn't, what?
It'll be the Galaxy class that'll come through a temple anomaly. Or the Enterprise C.
Something daft like that.
Jill puts in $2 and says, I predict that Saru will liberate his people. Probably, because his sister is in the one trailer. So they're going to, something's going to happen there. So good call on that. DS Rider. Oh, that's a nice animation. DS Rider, £1.99. I predict we will drool over the Enterprise. I'm sure you guys will. There's probably going to be a few beauty shots of it.
If they do it well, absolutely.
I think what's going to happen is it's going to start off with, we got damage. They're going to do the work bee thing and the towing it away. Then Discovery's going to fly off, do its mission, and come back to a newly refitted Enterprise in dry dock or something at Earth. That would be really epically cool. Yeah. Gmon78, £5. Is that what you're smiling at?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. He said it looks too old, weak, and spindly. He's sleeping in the garden tonight. Number 8, number 14, and number 3 to catch up, please. Okay, well, I, I, I'd have him sleep in the garden, but maybe 6 feet under the garden. Is that too harsh?
Well, in
I'm
his
not
underground, anti-Trek
Hobbit
prison.
hole. His Hobbit hole.
Yeah.
Arjet.
That's interesting. So now I assume he means the TOS Enterprise then. So he doesn't. So he's too young for that. Oh God, if he's 13, he was born in 2006. Is that a thing? Yeah. 2006. That's like it's like when Enterprise was already on the air. I feel old now.
Arjit Mitra puts in £1.99. Do you think we could see Core? Absolutely. I think they could bring in a lot of the Klingons that we see in TOS. Do we want that though? Are they going to look right? Are we going to complain about that?
They're going to give him the Discovery Klingon treatment, and then we'll say, look, this actor, this character has 3 different faces. He was Discovery era, and then TOS era, and then DS9 era. He had 3 full facelifts.
Yep, I think we're going to be having that conversation at some point. So yes, I think so. Sarkhan D. Grissom puts in $5. My favorite Connie is the Wrath of Khan refit with no lens flares and good lighting. D5 or D7 Katinga if you have it for an animation. And Curtis Simpkins puts in $2 and says, I love the TOS Enterprise. As you should, good sir. I totally agree. Joe Wright puts in $2 and says, Pike, we'll tell them to turn up the lights.
Well, he's told them it was stupid to have the no desk, so I can see that. This is a D7 2D5 to scale. This is how it should look.
He's gonna come on and be like, why is it so goddamn dark in here?
Yep.
Turn up the lights. Look at our uniforms, for Christ's sakes. They're colorful. They're bright.
Yep.
By the way, can I wear one of yours? Drab and dull, and maybe it's just standard operating procedure. He has to wear it, otherwise he can't take command. Stephen Fair3, $2. TOS Connie and Disco Connie are nicer than the refit. Okay, I can understand that point of view. I really can. I'm a huge fan of the TOS Connie and the Discovery one. They did a fantastic job. But I still think the refit stands a little bit above them as far as...
Although, you know what's funny? I think
elegance.
The Discovery Enterprise would be perfect if it was 25% different. I don't even mean 25% to the classic Enterprise. I just mean there's 25% of changes that you would make to actually make it fit and be more advanced. Like just it needs 25% worth of like the the hole in the struts doesn't work for me. It's like it's just not enough of a like John had the idea like 8 years ago, so he wanted to use it.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't a artistic or a design. It was a thing. It was like hey, this is an idea. It's like okay, yeah. But once
DSBD puts in $5 Canadian. Sorry, the super chats are kind of rolling by. I just want to.
Which is awesome. Thank you.
Anson Mount said he has a full season contract. I expect to see Captain Saru Burnham during the season 2 finale. Captain Saru or Burnham. Well, they're on their way to Vulcan to pick up their new captain at the end of season 1. So there is a new captain waiting for the ship. But yeah, something could happen and somebody could. Yeah, absolutely. Hopeful 3135 puts in £5. Thank you. It's an old TNG debate regarding Riker, but also relates to Spock in the new season. The question: beard or no beard? Number 7, please.
I don't think
the beard is going to last long at all. No. Yeah. Gmon 78, £5. Hot Rod killed Prime. I've hated that little orange shit for over 40 years. I totally agree with you. It's the Transformers movie. Hot Rod is just being a little dink and tries to save Prime and gets Prime killed. And
oh no!
And he steals the Matrix of leadership from Ultra Magnus and is a little asshole. I can't be a good leader at all, and then cries about it and whines about it, and then loses the Matrix. And it's a Transformers thing. You wouldn't understand. It's okay.
Yeah, this is how I sound when talking Stargate, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Joseph Petrick puts in €2. Thank you. Samuel, 25%. Like the bridge windows?
Yes, remove that instantly. Yeah.
Yes.
By the way, I'm
Oh,
not
that's a
doing.
good animation too.
Yeah, I'm ignoring the super chats. I'm just doing all my. I just found I completely forgot I had NSEA protected ones. I'm just doing those instead. So everyone gets my entire
Chive,
library of NSEA protected animations. Cause I'm
Chive
cool.
Bacon. Chive Bacon puts in $5. Likely dead now, and no more Kirk TOS error on screen. Do you think it's possible CBS will do a TOS reboot with Ethan Peck as Spock? The possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
However,
Well,
I find it highly unlikely.
well, think about what happened when J.J. Abrams tried to remove the TOS universe. You know, people just wouldn't buy the stuff. So I'm wondering why. What you know if they undo the Prime TOS timeline. I mean, isn't that the same thing? Don't they think people will be upset? And you know, most fans, is it really worth their while and losing all of that? Because then you've got Kirk, JJ to sell toys. You have got Kirk TOS Shatner. You have got Kirk alternate
There is only one
Discovery
Kirk.
verse. It's like what? I mean,
there's only one Kirk.
I mean, I guess you have that for like superheroes. You know, Flash, but they don't. I don't know if they have as many toys.
Jonathan Alvarez puts in $2.99.
Oh, brilliant! Thank you.
Favorite Discovery ship feature, both of you guys. My favorite Discovery ship feature is Tilly.
This was a good one. This was a good planet shot.
But no, for real. Favorite Discovery
again.
ship feature.
Nice effect. There it goes up.
The tribe, the three Bizarre collectors on the end of each nacelle make it look like an older model, but the rest of the ship just falls apart. So, Samuel,
I hope everyone's enjoying this because I'm just like completely
answer the question because I got to move on with other super chats.
Okay, so I've done the next 10 super chats worth of animations, and they're all NSEA protector.
All right, I will just move on. Roberto
What's the question?
Suarez, $2. Request flyby of GQ ship and Orville. GQ ship. What's that?
GQ. I can do Orville.
John,
I don't want G.
John Harrison, £5. TOS Connie is fine, but the Andromeda is cooler. Mwahahaha. 5, please. He wants animation number 5.
And Car Galaxy asks, when do the signed script perks go out? When we film the second half, because they can't all be signed because, you know, Jim and stuff aren't in England yet. And Jim was the delay for filming part 2 because he has had lots of life problems for the last 4 or 5 months. So we can't film until that, and we can't get the signed scripts until that. But once we film it, then they'll go out as soon as we finish filming. So it's a case of, it'll be like, oh, we're filming! Perks will go out. Yeah. Favorite
G-Mon
ship feature. I'll
think about that for a second. Yeah. Gmon78 puts in £5 and says, Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost. You've got the touch. You've got the power. I agree. It does give you the chills, too. I still play it in the car. It's good driving music.
You know, I kind of like the Shinjo's engines, the nacelles. Ugh. I think they're interesting.
They're cool.
Design. Yeah.
But not TOS.
Well, no, obviously not, Stuart. But I mean, as opposed to TNG, just having that little thin. If you increase the strip of color by about 25%, seriously, it's a really good metric. Like they've shot themselves in the foot with that. Well, like just that bit thicker would make a big difference, and it would be just a.
Did any of you, Samuel? Did you watch my Discovery Disco Prize review?
I want to get my own. I don't want to see my first reaction of it is through your video. I want to get my own version.
Okay, because I did a new review format instead of having the picture where I zoom in when I'm holding it in front of the camera, like zoomed in really close, and you get to see all the details that I'm talking about live. You know why? Because I wanted my review to be 25% different at least for that one. So I tried something new, and yeah, watch my review on Friday. This upcoming Friday, I talk about that. Nice. John Arkecki puts in $5. Thank you. Hail Mary on this, an Event Horizon animation.
I have a picture. No, I don't. I didn't do any renders for that. I did a thumb. No, I didn't. We filmed that.
Did.
That's our next season of Fleet Yards, but I never actually.
There's Jill. Any other predictions on Discovery?
Sorry, Jill. That's the thing. You guys do genuinely control streams when you're super chatting. It is literally you control it in a good and a bad way, and this is an amazing amount of support. It's really nice because we get to support the show. Yeah. I guess I'll give my.
Appreciate it.
I tell you what, you watch the chat. I'll do my first level prediction, and then you can build up super chats. because I love general prediction. So we're
But
going
I
to
don't want to
mirror.
interrupt you.
Yeah, that's good. I'm going to mirror a lot of what you said there. I think because of the massive reshuffle of season 1 to the point that I don't think Brian would even want to watch season 1 because it's like he had a vision, it got ripped from him, it got totally rewritten and totally undone. So they wanted to make a Klingon and Federation line storyline at the same time. And they abandoned it within 4 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? They were rewriting as they went, episodes 4 onwards. You know what I mean? So they had those ideas and they threw them away. And the Klingons became 2-dimensional old versions of themselves. Now I can see this season they're going to do every Klingon will speak English for the most part because they'll be talking to Tyler Vok. It'll be very much Lorel, Tyler Vok. That'll be our Klingon collection, and then obviously he can understand Klingon, but he'll swap in and out, and she'll speak in and out to him. Kind of like people that can speak, Spanish, French, and English can actually have conversations in 2 languages that they just swap. And Altered Carbon, there's a great scene where the detective lady's mum is, I think, Spanish, and yeah, they literally just go between languages, and there's not even it's really kind of a fun little like teeny detail, but it's quite fun. Yeah, you're gonna have absolutely. I expect and I hope that you're not gonna see any storyline connection for about 6 episodes. And you see them concurrent. Both are dealing with the Red Angel in their own way. Both with different knowledge about it. But then you get to the point where each of their spies know the other person's dealing with it. Like Tyler would want to do contact with Burnham, but can't per se, or he is the spy. And in which the middle point, they have to share information to deal with it because now the threat of these angels is more galactic than either necessarily fully understand. And now then Tyler Vok is sent to be the intermediary. Now he's in Section 31 gear, it appears, which kind of puts a little bit of a wrinkle in that because he's such a weird weird Section 31 take. It could be then the second half of the season that Section 31 becomes a big, massive threat because you can imagine the Trek fans would rather have a more positive outlook. But if you start with positive and interesting and Pike, then it builds into the darkness, that could work better because, you introduce Giorgio, she helps them get to the next step, and you realise that they reveal why these angels are even more. So, like, you see Tyler Vok's first half of his story is Klingon building, which has red angels, maybe the radiation's killing Klingon colonies, and they're like, well, what is it? We don't know, it disappeared. Federation, same thing, building up, and then suddenly, boom, everything gets worse all of a sudden. Section 31 has been watching the entire time, and they actually have to come in and, help both sides. One via Tyler, one via Giorgio, and then the Discovery because, heroes and or Spore Drive. I don't know. Like, it'd be nice if they said, Spore Drive, you have 1 more use or 2 more. Like, Stamets can use it whenever he wants. It's against his orders, but he could use it whenever he wants, which is a really bad place to leave it. But it'd be fun if we limited it instantly. Or like the mycelium network is closing, we only have 6 more jumps. Give ourselves a nice sense of ticking clock there, and then we'll see. By the end of the season, I think we'll see. Something really cool. The D7s will be a plot point, and by the end of the season, we're going to see a payoff of a fleet of 3 D7s, and the Enterprise that's been refit with straight nacelles, and not much else different, but like that. And we're going to see a refit of another one of the Discovery era ships with those similar nacelles. So it'll be 1 more step. And then we'll get a sense of this new refitted fleet working with the D7s to attack something else. And then we'll get this really cool visual of these almost TOS fleets together, which we never saw in TOS, those things together. It'd become a nice visual. And then Lorel and thing, and then at the end, they have this, like Nemesis, this weird alliance. And at the end, they're back to being frenemies. And then maybe we get into a more of a Cold War where it's like, well, we know so much about each other and la la la.
I like it. I like the fleet idea. I like that a lot, actually.
Thanks.
Gmon78 puts in £5. It says, I'm kind of hoping that Discovery is just Riker working through some issues on the holodeck. Right? It should end with Jake Sisko going, that's the best holo novel I've ever written. And walks out of the holodeck.
Got a question. Get priority with the super chat or donate PayPal at trekers@hotmail.com. Yeah, trekers@hotmail.com is better for us, and we do check those during these streams. So I'll check right now. We get more money from that, but it doesn't go into our monthly income. It goes towards our, kit and event costs. So it's a different sort of budget. But all useful, like any and all budget is legit, really useful, but it's different. Both really, depending.
Yeah. So There you go. Somebody said they want to see the return of Prime Lorca. I think that would be fantastic. I don't know if they can afford the actor though. I think that's where a lot of the budget went for season 1. I hope he's into Star Trek, and I hope he does come back because I do want to see Prime Lorca personally. But
He doesn't like Star Trek fans as much. He's very bitchy at those that go against him. He's like, well, get over it.
yeah,
Which is fine, but I guess, Although it's interesting, I mean, like, Prime Lorca is in such a specific situation. Like, he has this much wiggle room to be still a character, because 90% chance he's dead unless the plot demands he's not, because he was beamed aboard a ship being attacked by the Emperor's flagship, which got either destroyed or captured, because we see Giorgio have her crew, and Giorgio thought he was dead, so he managed to then escape from that situation, but leave everyone thinking he was dead, and then not appear for 9 months or after, and managed to disappear so.
maybe he's got amnesia.
Fully. Well, everyone would know him still. He's one of the higher ups of the Empire, and like, you really have to make a real conceit to make him alive. Like, time travel maybe, but not. I mean, that Lorca, I think, is like 99% dead. You'd really have to push to bring him back.
I don't believe that. John Harrison throws in £5. What if the Angels are the ones that created the Spore Network, and they see the Discovery as a threat that is causing harm throughout the network? And he wants animation number 14 while you're thinking about that, because I want to comment on that. That would make sense, because one of the lines from the new trailers is they want to wipe out all sentient life in the galaxy. It could be that they're like, these guys are a threat. They're taking advantage of our network. Even in the mirror universe, the Stamets there had activated the network. So it could be that, yeah, they're looking into solving this problem by just eradicating all life. And the red orbs are actually a sign of damage created from the Spore Network use. And the crossing of dimensions.
That's interesting.
I really like that. That's a great idea, John.
Yeah, I have a specific thought on that as well. Let me do the separation.
Okay.
Yeah, I like getting close to models that can actually deal with being this close. He's nice. Now, the interesting about that is that sort of mimics the whole wormhole aliens, because, they had the means of travel, they stopped it, they rebelled, they whatever, that's very similar. But the Spore Drive network is meant to be something way deeper. It's not just a phenomenon that connects to another plane of existence. It's you can't access the wormhole from anywhere else in the galaxy, and I bet you the wormhole aliens can't, they can only talk to you inside the wormhole. So therefore their power is limited, whereas the Spore Drive network is the entire multiverse universe. And we just rewatched episodes yesterday. Mira Stamets said the entire universe of all multiverses will be destroyed if the Spore Drive goes kablooey. So it's way more fundamental than that. So basically you're saying God, you're saying alien Jesus God that created this sub-dimensional layer of the entire multiverse is coming to kill us all. Having a big galactic bad has never been Star Trek's thing. The whole universe is being destroyed. It's like, oh, that's a bit... we haven't even got out of our galaxy yet. We haven't even explored the galaxy yet. In this timeline, the Delta and Gamma quadrants are completely unexplored, and now you're saying the entire multi-universe could be at risk. It's like, it's really far ahead. I mean, think about Voyager. We got the Kazon, and now here we are getting the entire universe being destroyed. I mean, the Kazon are, pathetic, can't do jack shit, and then we get the universe being... So the scales are really kind of off for what Discovery, for what Trek should, could, would be. But I like connection to the Spore Network, but then they are the ones that created the entire sub-universal structure, which is the ultimate... I mean, if it turns out they're the Q created it, or they're part of the Q, I mean, you could link it in more. But, you've already got the Q, who are basically god creatures. Who knows how powerful the Organians are? I mean, it's why would the Q let the universe be destroyed? Oh, wait, he didn't, because they didn't get destroyed. You know what I mean? You can't... at least if it's smaller villains, their repercussions can still be felt. The universe doesn't blow up, so we know they win. The Xindi did hurt Earth. They did kill people. They did change the Earth. Their ripples are felt in terms of Enterprise. Galaxy destroying is kind of tricky to feel ripples.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I agree with like all of that. The Q is the most powerful tech tree overlord.
90 Lancaster, rewards are better if you can get into be full screen. Well, part of it is I don't want everyone to nick my animations because
Yeah.
I was hard working on these and my 1080p streams, so it'd be giving away 20 free 1080p animation. Well, not free, but you know what I mean. Like they're not
And
there to be given away. They're just like fun bonuses sort of thing.
and John Arkaki puts in $5 and says, "Did you guys ever do the USG Ishimura from Dead Space?"
Oh, not yet. Does that have many exterior shots? I know roughly what it looks like. But I bet. Oh yeah. Stuart would not like it. I'm calling it now.
Okay,
I mean,
I'll
you
look
don't.
it up.
I mean, you don't like grey. I mean, there's some. It's a function over form sort of design. Okay, you have a look. It's kind of tricky. There isn't very many actual shots, mostly fan models, but it's a mining ship, I think, is what it's meant to be. It's a was a flagship of the Concordance Extraction Corporation and the first Planet Cracker ship. What do you think?
It's not bad. It's not a brick.
It's not a brick.
It's interesting enough. Yeah, I don't have a real issue with it.
Okay.
So you're wrong. I don't hate it. I thought it was going to look like just one of the brick ships with antennas everywhere, but no, it's actually got some design elements to it.
I thought it looked more like that, to be fair, as well. I actually forgot how
Okay.
the middle pieces. Okay, that's an interesting picture. Yeah. There you go. You got a free mission briefing. I mean, not free, but you got a mission briefing. Oh, maybe the Angels are sphere builders come back for revenge. Okay, question. Ignore the chat for a second. Question. Would you rather, blanket question, these Red Angels be an existent something from the Trek universe they're bringing back for continuity, or a brand new invention? Which is better in your opinion? Which would you prefer?
They need to bring. I think they should bring something back, like the Iconians or the Preservers, or.
Oh, I meant something more established that we understand. Yeah, okay, I suppose.
That's a good question. I think they should bring something back. That's one of the issues I had with Enterprise is that they started creating new stuff instead of using what was already existing. And if they do it properly, it could be a good tie-in with something.
But the problem being they mostly don't link things in correctly. They actually go out of their way to badly link things in, a la D7.
Okay, well, the new ones then, so you don't.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I wouldn't want them to ever touch Preservers, because that's such a golden child of stories when they get to Preservers.
Good old gamer said they are power wraiths. And the power wraiths are red and fire-like. And then Cisco would come back and
Catalyst the Picard show.
Ooh.
Because how much of an epic reveal would that be? The Picard show is actually the Picard, and Cisco's already confirmed. Like that as a reveal. Episode 1, Picard is at the DS9 because why not? And then all of a sudden a ship comes out of the wormhole. I'm like, wait, what? This is how we're starting? And it's Cisco saying, "I'm back," and everyone's like, "Oh."
But it's a new actor because I don't think.
Oh, you pay him enough, he'll come back.
So.
He wouldn't want to, but you give him enough of a paycheck, he'll come back. But also give him something interesting. Like, you promise to kill him off and you give him whatever. And then you have Admiral Janeway as well giving them orders. And then you have all 3 captains in the same pilot. Just do it, CBS. Give us one good canon reference that's truly, fully solid. But Power Wraiths is interesting, because if you did want to link it into the Picard show, then that would be a cool way of, like, because the Power Wraiths are coming from the future, because temporal is not a thing. Or maybe that's the prequel to the DS9 universe, where you then see they find the wormhole, and the wormhole then I don't know.
Yeah, we're running behind on chats here.
For me, Power Wraiths are boring as a concept. They're just evil alien space gods. It's like, oh, okay, you know.
All right, Chad Welsh puts in $5. Did you guys know that there will be a mid-season break this season? We are getting all 14 episodes back to back. Or there won't be that's good. There shouldn't be.
Wow, shit.
That's just stupid.
Hey, let's talk about that for a second, because that means they are confident enough to have all the episodes done ahead of time. That's confident, because last time
they're not playing catch up like they were last time. So,
but last
time they were scrambling to make everything cohesive and add a few things, and so
I mean, BSG was better 14 in a row, but that's a lot. Oh god damn it! That means how many months is that? What, 3.5 months of constant this? I mean, that's cool,
Michael.
But Oh, Jesus.
Michael
Thanks for telling us.
Confalone puts in $2 Canadian. Can you guys please do some Warhammer 40K ships? At some point, sure. We've had a few requests for those.
I mean,
TX
well, no. You
Way.
gotta give. Why
They're
haven't we done
flying by,
them?
and I don't
That's
want
good
to
though.
miss any.
You have a thing. It's good. Why
Yeah,
haven't
but
we
I
done
can't
them?
scroll it.
Yeah, but you've got a separate chat window which has the super chats only.
But I can't scroll it. There's no scroll bar on it.
Ah.
There's no way to go back up for me.
We haven't done them because I've never played it at all, so my knowledge base would be 0. So I would come at it with knowing nothing, and that's, I don't know. I feel like I'm not the right person to review 40k ships. Although, hey, we always do commissions for traders@hotmail.com and force us to do one, and then you can tell us one that you think we'd be interested in doing and give us some notes on it, so we could like have a starting block and then go into it. So I'm totally open for that. But what would I pick, and why would I pick it? You know, like, yeah.
TX Way or whatever. 5 pounds. USS Orville versus USS Enterprise. Prime USS Enterprise 1701. Nobility A, B, or C. Who would win in a fight, or would they team up? And they want animation number 11. What I'm thinking.
Oh, that's a good question.
The Orville versus Prime Enterprise. It would be the Enterprise, just because.
I don't know though, because Orville survived literally being next to a star. The Enterprise doesn't remotely. I mean, okay, the Bird of Prey kind of did, but that's, I guess, both its story, isn't it? They both survived getting real close. I don't know. I feel like the Enterprise would probably have better weapons, but we didn't. The one time we saw,
But the Orville would hug the donkey, and
well, that's the thing. Yeah, maneuverability is far above. And the one time we did see those missiles did just destroy a ship. So I mean, I don't know. We haven't seen it enough. We've really not seen the Orville fight, not properly. But yeah, I think just in terms of maneuverability, Orville should win. And the Orville is bigger than Discovery, bigger than Enterprise by quite a bit. It's like 1.5 times the size, I think. And it's that maneuverable. Just that one pure thing will probably give it a massive edge. And the TOS Enterprise has very limited firing arcs, whereas the Orville can do literally this and just skim around you with its weapons pointing at the entire time. So, you know, I mean, how often can the Enterprise even get a shot off? So I think the Orville will win just by pure design of ship, to be honest. Even if the Enterprise has more powerful weapons. Thoughts?
I disagree.
Yeah, fair enough. But my points are smart, though.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Daniel Hens puts in 2.
Don't know what that is.
Okay. Maybe the Red Angels are red matter.
No.
Oh my God! Don't do that. Don't tie it into Kelvin.
Although if the origin of red matter that it's the blood.
Okay, yeah, because that is Prime still, I guess. Even though people are going to argue with us on that one. Anyway,
it's the blood of ancient aliens that are used to create supernovas. Great. Good story.
Am I back?
What? Look, it's the Enterprise in Orville. What?
Hello?
You never went.
Hello? Am I back?
What do you mean, are you back? Guys, I think he can't hear me.
You froze. I couldn't hear anything. I thought I was frozen on your end. So
Stuart's frozen. I wonder when he can hear me. Oh.
I can hear you now. John Harrison, 5 pounds.
Well, the stream's gone choppy. Oh, the guy's back.
Okay, I'm back. Good. John Harrison, 5 pounds. Maybe when the network gets destroyed, we will have the Ciatrix Malectum 40k evil warp scar across the galaxy. Let demons.com blood for the what? Okay then.
John,
Warhammer fans,
thank you. We agree. We think it is going to be an official Discovery Warhammer crossover. We think that's going to be confirmed. We think they're going to have the Space Marines. Is that Warhammer? I think that's Warhammer. Space Marines are going to come in and just shoot Klingons. Yep. I'm done.
I couldn't hear you. You were frozen, and they said that we went offline. It says the video output's low. It says we're back now, though, so that's good. Okay.
I'm going to turn off all my internet things, but I mean, you've not stopped being Crystal at any point.
Oh, you've been glitchy and frozen, and so I didn't know if you could hear me.
That's weird.
Joseph Shannon puts in 10 pounds. Just wanted to say, keep up the good work, guys. I have a amnesia. So what's cool is that all Trek is new Trek most of the time.
Oh, wow.
number 7, please. He wants animation number 7. That's cool in a bad kind of way.
Wow. Do you still know that you don't know stuff?
So all Trek is new Trek. I've always wanted to like rewatch certain movies again for the first time. That would be so cool. But at the same time, that would kind of suck. So I feel bad for you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, watching new movies that are old movies all the time would be cool.
But like I say, if you know you don't know stuff, then if
you're frozen again.
I mean, I have it on my end. But if you know that you haven't watched Empire, or you have watched Empire and then watch Empire, then that's amazing. But if you forget all about Star Wars and rewatch Star Wars, that's tricky. Don't know. Play animation. Play.
They agree with anyone if they pay them enough. That's not necessarily true.
No, we've said no to super chat people before. I mean, it's a question that needs an answer.
Yeah. Skipping frames. It's not me. I'm not hosting the stream tonight, guys.
And Stuart looks absolutely great on my stream. I'm seeing no problems anywhere on my end. FPS is 60.
That's what happens when I do it too. Everything's great on my end, and it doesn't translate.
I'm gonna lower the bit rate. Oh, you know, that might be it because I upped it for my own personal
Joseph
stream.
Petrick puts in €2. Red Angels are the other half siblings of Spock. I somehow find that very unlikely. Yeah, it's fine on my end as well. Grr. Well, sorry. Oh, it just said stream complete. Now stream resumed. Stream is continuing. It's now yellow.
Yeah, I just lowered the stream quality to a third of what it was a minute ago, and now it's back up to green.
Okay, good. Sorry. 234 people still watching, so thank you. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but something's going on. I know how frustrating it is for me now when people are like, it's glitching, and it's fine here.
I mean, and you look you actually look better than earlier when we filmed.
Yeah, I do.
Like, seriously, it's brilliant.
Gmon78 puts in £5 again. Are you sure about the Orville size? The bridge, shuttle bay, and window pan shots make it look quite small. Surely the Connie is larger.
Okay. So
about the same size as the Connie as length goes.
I actually talked to the guy that built the Orville model, so I know the exact size in meters. I just can't release that information because it's a bit of a spoiler. But it's larger than the Connie. I know the exact measurement of it to the meter.
Can't be that much bigger though.
Let me go refine that. It's. I'll text you the number so you can be like, oh shit, or really?
Well, I think it'll be a little bit longer, but it's going to be roughly the same size, especially based on shuttle bay and stuff. If the people from the Orville universe are the same size as humans.
I mean, it's quite a bit longer, but there's a lot of that secondary hull fin stuff. Like, there's a lot of it.
Yeah, it's a lot of negative space.
It's a lot of negative space. So I just mean I just have the length. I haven't done a full chart because, well, I haven't needed to yet. Let me find it. Where is it? I mean, you keep talking. I just need to. This take me a few minutes.
Yeah.
And I'll send it to you. And you'll know.
Yeah, I seriously think that the Enterprise would win in that battle. Unfortunately.
Why?
Because it's the Enterprise, and I'm a Star Trek fan.
That's not a reason.
I mean, I'm an Orville fan too, but just because more powerful weapons. And Kirk. Jill Wright puts in $2. I predict that Vok was from House of Kor.
No, Vok was no house.
Vok had no house. Well, not that he knew of. They could have hidden his lineage from to avoid embarrassment to their house. Because he was an albino and he was an outcast. So that makes perfect sense, actually.
That's quite a retcon, though. Like that, again, that's the thing. You can retcon the hell you want, but that was never the intention. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ooh, Sylvia's brilliant. She just said that Vok's son, should he have a son, will be the albino that kills Kor and Koloth and Kang's sons.
Yeah, that was one of the big theories, that Vok was that guy because the ages would about match up for Klingon,
Mm-hmm.
and that'd be fine. Bit weird, but fine. Okay, so I'm texting you the roughly how much bigger it is, but don't say it. Just
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, I'm waiting.
Okay. So, yeah.
14 million kilometers longer?
It's the size of our, what's the TMP stupid measurement? That's the size of the entire solar system.
Oh, an AU.
It's 7 AU
AU in
long.
diameter.
What do you think? Now you know the rough size.
I don't buy that. I'm
That
sorry.
was what it was designed and built at. I mean, that is the fact. Sorry.
I want to see a size chart.
So do I.
See.
I haven't done one yet. I probably should.
Yeah.
But that bridge is,
Okay,
I mean, that
well.
bridge is quite a substantially bigger, like, I mean, it's a good 20-30% big on TOS.
Yeah, but we've seen it. We've seen inside it as it passed by, through the skylight thing, and it's not that big compared to the ship, dude.
You're saying
the
this to me,
shuttles.
but again, I have this stuff. It's like
I know you do. I want to see a size comparison at some point. But anyway,
okay.
Jill Wright throws in another $2 and says Cole drove him out. It looked personal in episode 2. Well, yeah, could be. You never know. John Arkaki throws in $2. Trek plus Kerrigan, Thanos, Galactus, level bad guy equals. Wow. Trek plus Kerrigan, I don't know who that is. Thanos, Galactus, level bad guy. Oh, got you. Like a god kind of thing.
Oh, yes.
Trek. They did that in Star Trek 3, or Star Trek 5, sorry.
Yeah,
Trek versus God.
But if you look at that character, he wasn't that powerful. Like, he wasn't...
Oh, I know.
That's
he was,
nice
he was
thing.
old. He was relegated to the planet.
Yeah, like he could send signals across the galaxy to cyborgs,
Might have been more powerful than
Zeus. So could Sarek, whatever.
Yeah.
Back to predictions.
Saladin. Whoops, wrong live stream. Thanks, Brian. You can actually look that up now.
Go watch it. It's there.
It's a good one.
Google says, "Oh, the ship is 600 meters long." Yes, well, Google doesn't know because Google makes stupid guesses. They say the Daedalus is a third the size it should be. So, yeah, I go by actual facts.
Oh, cool. Season 2. What does God need with his starship? Yes. Polish GMR, 5 pounds. I wish they were just putting all their efforts into making Discovery good rather than making more shows. Example, Section 31 show.
Thoughts? And I've got a thought.
You hire enough production teams, each working on their own show, you're going to have some Trekkies. So chances are maybe one of the shows will have some Trekkies on the team.
Accidentally, you mean?
Yeah. Because now people are onto them. So when they go for the interview at CBS, it's like, are you a Star Trek fan? Nope, never even watched 1 minute of it. I don't know.
Okay, now the disclaimer about all the other shows. Announced does not mean production or pre-production. It just means that they
have an idea.
And some people like it. They haven't got a budget. Like when Picard, they actually announced it was going to pre-production. That was an announcement. That means that the other ones are not even in pre-production. They all have, if for example, if you want to make the Rick and Morty producer show. What?
Oh, nothing. I'm just playing with this. Sorry.
Oh, okay. If you make that show, guess what? You've got to sign the guy to a probable contract because he can't be allowed to be signed on by another TV show if it takes him 6 months to work out the Bible for his new show. If you want to get Giorgio to be the hero of a new show, well, you can't let her be cast in a movie that takes a year to film. So you've got to book the players roughly before you can even properly do it. And if they don't sign on, like if Giorgio didn't sign on, well then guess what? The Giorgio show's not happening. So they're so early that none of them are, even Alex Kurtzman is being affected by his split focus. But guess what? He's not editing or the show. And he just walk into edit bays and says, "Oh, I like that. I don't like that." It's not a 7-day-a-week job. It's only 14 episodes, or only however long. So believe us, it's not as dramatic. And they're gonna wait until season 2 is going to see how much they're gonna commit to, because if the CBS All Access numbers are awful, if the reviews are awful, they'll might say, "Oh, like Solo, let's not do 7 shows and burn all of our internal budget. Let's only do 2. Focus on better quality, not quantity. Always a good thing.
Yes.
But I mean, Discovery to be a really great show needs at least 40% changes, not just 25. It needs to be 40% changed. Keep a solid 60, but 40% of it needs to be changed to make it a truly strong legacy Trek show. And I'm confident to say that, you know, if me or you went in, we could probably quite perfectly fix
If you
Discovery.
were I. If you were I.
Thank you. If we came in actually try to fix Discovery, we probably could in for season 3. It's not that difficult, even using standing sets or uniforms. Like, it's not. It shouldn't just be cancelled for the sake of it. You could easily improve it, and that's a great thing. Season 1 didn't care about Trek continuity and canon. Season 2 putting a little bit more effort into it. If we, or people that really cared, got in charge of season 3, then you'd look at it as an evolution of, you know, just like Enterprise 1, 2, and then suddenly whatever, or TNG 1, 2, 3. You know, you'd see it as an evolution, as if it was intentional, but no, it's because certain people took over. So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, but the show could be swapped. And come on, Saru's a good character. Stamets could do a lot with. Tilly could do a lot with. Even Burnham could do a lot with. Honestly, just needs different people running it. There you go.
Well, I like that. In Star Trek 4, the USS Saratoga, the captain, people are like, that could be Burnham, and it could be. It's the right age.
Sure, yeah.
That'd be kind of neat, actually.
It would. Yeah, she got captain. She was a captain for 30 years. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
John Harrison puts in £5. Sam, I watched the Aquila episode recently. I watched some episodes of it, and it's still good for its age. And
good.
I know that would make Sam happy because he loves that show. So
yeah, it's a good show. And season 1 is a bit whatever, but season 2 is generally very good. The moments that are still good, and for the right reasons. And yeah, that was a fun. Like, I asked my modeling friend to build that in like a week or weekend, and he was like, "I don't know what this is, but okay." I'm like, "Oh, we got 3D now." Oh,
he was so excited. He's so excited to show me this.
And
he's like, "Are you in a good mood today?" I'm like, "No." He goes, "Okay, we'll film this later." "You're in a good mood today?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Okay, we'll film this today. I want you to be excited about this. This is something I grew up with." And I'm like, "Cool."
Okay. And then by the end of it, you're like, "This is boring." To, "Oh, it says some cool stuff," and that, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That was...
Right, I gotta go to the loo, but I got really badly, so I'll see you in a minute. But yeah, you vamp / just, you know. Because I was with everyone for a few minutes the other day. You get to...
Jello-ja.
Yeah, bye.
TXR Way puts in £5. USS Orville versus Enterprise. Answer: I think they would be an even match. They'd team up. Fleet Yard suggestion from the Rocinante from The Expanse. Yeah, so actually still have the Rocinante. There she is. And yes, I'm sure we will get to it at some point. This little Rocinante model. And I think you're right about the Orville and the Enterprise. They, of course, would team up. But we'll never see that, unfortunately. Not officially, anyway. Red Angels are reminding me strongly of the Abyss from Andromeda. Huh? The White Throne needs its sacrifice. Yes. The empty chair. I know, it's so sad. Quick, while he's gone, talk about Transformers. Okay, Transformers is awesome. By the way, guys, I do plan on doing more Transformers videos and stuff over on my Captain Foley personal channel. If you haven't subscribed, I suggest you go do so, because that's where I'm going to talk about all the stuff that isn't Trek related that I'm interested in, such as Transformers, because I'm a huge Transformers fan. So by all means, go and subscribe if you haven't already. You won't be disappointed, or maybe you will be, but as long as you're subscribed while you're being disappointed, it's fine with me. Jessica's going to go play Star Trek Online. Okay, have fun. Thank you very much for joining us. More than meets the eye. School's out. Time to watch some Trek Yards. Well, welcome. Foley, you heard they made... Oh, my goodness. Where did that comment go? Foley, you heard they made the Enterprise into a Transformer. Yes, I did. Tiberius Prime. We'll need to do an episode on that at some point, I'm sure. Have you applied to work at CBS? No, because we don't want to. Just picked up the Picard autobiography today. Have you read it before? I haven't, and I didn't get that one. I've got the Kirk one. I still need to pick up the Picard one. But yes, I definitely want it. You got to watch the stream while you play Star Trek Online. That is the real way to play. Yeah, I agree. Listen to us drone on in your ear while you play a game. Captain, would be okay to post some internal cutaways of the Rossianti on the Facebook page. On the Fleet Yards page, yes. Pardon?
Why don't you play Star Trek Online while streaming?
Because that would screw up the feed, probably. What if the red turned out to be future guy from Enterprise? I think you're Red Angel, but that would be interesting. USS Pug flyby, yeah, the Pug took off. Anybody see the Ghostbusters 2020 trailer teaser on YouTube? No, I have not. Hey, Cap, after watching the Discovery shorts, what overall grade would you give them? Ugh. For all of them? Maybe combined they could get a 60%. Maybe. Is the Orville bigger than the Enterprise B? I will not comment. Did Star Trek Discovery incident cause the Q trial? Possibly. I miss Commander Cockings, says Commander Cockings. Howard 543. See, I haven't talked anything bad about you while you've been gone this time. Better if the Red Angel turned out to be Pizza the Hut. Yes. I hope Doomcock is right. Some woman wants to consolidate her ownership of all the Star Trek rights and get Trek back to old school. The problem is Doomcock's sources are very rarely even remotely in the ballpark. And we've been doing this for 4 years now. We've talked to some of these people, and we know that they're kind of questionable sources at best. So really, they were right like maybe 15% of the time, if that. So Bet Mac Random is all over the Ghostbusters announcement. Oh, I'm sure she will be. The Orville is probably a similar size to Voyager. Meh. We love Commander Cockings. Super chat if you missed him, says Commander Cockings. I mean, Power 543. I don't know who that is. Who's Commander Cockings? They all forgot about you.
I know. It's
And it was kind of sad actually seeing the empty chair. It's like that shot of Spock's station after he died. It's like this is the memorial I have to do when Samuel dies. A live cast of just the chair. Although I'm sure I'll die first, so.
Not if Mirror Me comes in.
Who the hell is Doomcock? Don't worry about it, Gmon 78. It's not worth it. Anyway, back to our prediction.
Hello. Yes.
Or what we think should happen. I mean, like I said earlier, there should be the creation of the Klingon Defense Force, explaining these old, house-specific ships, perhaps, and the creation or recreation, reestablishment, because it was established in Enterprise, the general aesthetic for the ships and forming the KDF. I think that'd be very cool, and I think that's what that hologram might represent.
Mm-hmm.
We're bringing this back.
Well, I mean, the fact is that they can honestly use the disregard of visual canon as a plot point. Whereas in season 1, Brian Fuller's only thought when he told the guy, the Klingon designer, don't make it look Klingon. And that's pretty much a quote, because it's in the book, This year, they can then take that and actually make it look like Klingon. So it becomes a plot point, which is amazing. Just by doing a simple fix,
Stephen Fathry puts in $2 and says
Thank you.
Doomcock and Mecha Random get almost everything wrong. As we said, their sources aren't very good, reliable sources.
Well, they also use the same sources, which doesn't help. I mean, we only report on stuff if we're pretty much sure.
Yeah.
And obviously, most what we say is the fact we started out reporting on pre-existent ship designs and being the you research information, I found the best graphics. Like, that was our thing. We didn't us doing these sorts of update. That was only because New Trek came along. We never did this until like year 3, whereas they started out in that very reactionary format. So our mentalities are a little bit different.
Yeah. John Arkecki puts in $5. I expect the typical sci-fi writing tropes of the Red Angels being referenced in dozens of Alpha Q religions, cultures, a Klingon or Vulcan god, perhaps.
I don't.
Yeah. And somebody brought up an interesting point. Do the Red Angels and the Red Orbs bring on the Q trial in TNG? That humans are a dangerous race. I'm not so sure. I'm not so convinced, but it could be a possibility.
I don't think the Discovery writers are smart enough for that, honestly.
I mean, here first, guys.
I mean, you track record, guys. Track record. Vulcan extremists, terrorist, suicide bombers.
Mm-hmm.
It's like all you had to do to make that, all you had to do to make that one scene an exciting moment was for this guy, and follow with me for a second, Stuart. Same exact scene, and he assumes Sarek's going to die. He says, "This is for the Romulan Star Empire as revenge for all you've done." Stab, explosion. Ooh, damn! And then you give because remember, Brian Fuller said Romulan subplot. Where the hell was the Romulan subplot?
Romulan connection, yes.
With Battles of Terror, obviously the Romulans gave the Klingons a cloaking device, and that was meant to be a plot point later on. It was set up. They basically ignored the cloak origin after they established it because it got written out of the show, and then it just became a thing. Do you wonder why they called it every single thing, but most times they call it a cloaking device? Because they meant for it to be a cloaking device. They just didn't pay attention.
Yeah. Yes. Daniel Hens puts in 5 CHF, whatever that is. I can't remember.
I don't know.
Commander, could you show us your workspace and your full ship collection? Sort of a commander's log.
Yeah, let me plug in another camera. Yeah, I can do it because I'm on OBS. Yeah, 1 second. Just roving camera reporting.
Nobody wants to see my stuff.
Well, you've done like 8 or 9 videos on it.
Hey,
so.
Hey, shut up. You're saying that. Shut up.
Hey, do anyone in 4K, Make us all like, ooh.
Hey,
you
know what?
So.
If I wanted your opinion, I'd give it to you.
Have you seen that Key and Peele sketch? Do you like Key and Peele?
Do I like who?
Key and Peele, the comedians.
No idea who they are.
Oh, okay. There's a sketch where literally the sketch is where they're like, these guys, and they the joke is that their wife are really in charge, but to each other they're trying to be strong men, and so they're like oh, my wife did this and this, she's a bitch, and then they keep, because the women keep sort of bumping into them, and they have to keep going further and further to the point they go into space to say the woman's a bitch because they can say to each other because they're men, but really the women own them. And so I was thinking you would do that, and you'd say bitch to me. I was like, oh, bitch. Okay, so I have second webcam, which is the old webcam. Roving camera reporting. This is not going to be that exciting, I promise. So you got the.
Why don't you resize it to fill the thing?
Well, what, want to do it widescreen? I'm not doing the whole thing.
No, just fill the discovery picture up. Cover that.
I'll do that. There you go. It's in a full 3. So yeah, it's my primary setup. You've got 3 monitors. Yeah, you got the Skype webcam. You got the Skype webcam. You got the webcam. You got the Meta thing. For my second PC, which is the old PC, you got my little heater. You got my big ass, awesome thing with some of my hard drives. That's some of my working hard drives. Those are my other working hard drives. Yeah, I have a lot of cables. Yep, I have literally an entire USB hub just for a power hub, whatever. And I'm gonna film an episode on that sort of today. Something to do with that. And new, I've got a light box, and then I put a second light box in, trying to get as much light as possible. They're bouncing off the ceiling. And there's the Eagle Moss collection. Some of it. It's also in one of these boxes. And over there. It's everywhere. So there you go.
Cool. Andrew Kingle puts in $5. Thank you very much for showing us
Andrew.
that.
Thanks, man.
Remember, not all angels are good, so I'm reserving judgment until I know more. Exactly, and that's what you got to do. Yeah, Lucifer was an angel. He was the most loved of the angels at one point. We also got another super chat. Saru's planet will be visited. They didn't build the set just for short treks, did they?
I agree completely.
Yeah.
I agree completely.
Well, we see his sister in the trailers, so.
I mean, that's the thing. They picked those shows. We're going to see the guy from the future again because he was set up to be a character. Like they said that. We're going to see Mud again, obviously. We're going to see Saru's planet, and Tilly's going to be in the command program. And that planet might play part. I mean, they're all pretty big setups. It's like, why waste it on nothing? You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Does anyone remember trekweb.com? I love that site. I don't, actually. Webcam footage of a webcam on webcam. Yes. Somebody asked what we don't want to see in season 2.
Okay. That's a good question.
That is a good question. I don't know really what to say. I don't want to see nudity or swearing. I mean, yeah, somebody asked earlier if they think that that'll be dialed down during season 2, and I'm not 100% sure. Nudity, probably, yes, would be dialed down, but I think there'll still be the odd swear word. What else don't I want to see? I don't know. I just know what I want to see. I want to see more TOS-inspired ship designs. The building of like a TOS-style fleet. Klingon speaking Klingon.
Yeah. They need to lessen that by about 75%.
It's all about the percentages. No fake D7s.
It's tricky, honestly, because we need to assume they're going to do a lot of stuff we don't want to see. So you've got to be realistic with it.
Yeah. Oh, no, somebody made a good point. The Life Dyslexic. I don't want to see the Borg. I don't want to see Q or a young Jim Kirk.
Yep. All those three things. I don't necessarily want to see Romulans unless they're done well. I don't want to see Iconians
I think we're going to see Romulans, though, from what I've heard.
Do it properly. That's fine. I don't want to see as much redressing. If they're going to put the effort, it's the most expensive Trek show of all time. Build the damn sets. Don't, I know you put money to actors mostly. Having, like, Doug Jones isn't going to be cheap. He's a known actor who's done a billion things. You know what I mean? You're not hiring unknowns. Whereas, like, Voyager, you hired unknowns. You know what I mean? The money was clearly on screen. Enterprise, you hired a lot of unknowns. The money's on the screen. You hired Discovery, known actors, and the money's sort of on the screen. But that's just modern production values. I don't want to see dark CGI. I want to see lights. I want to see bright. I want to see cutaways to the exterior of the ship as it flies by.
I want to see the ships, and when we see the ships.
If a ship warps in, sir, incoming warp signal, but this is, and it comes in. You just need a few of these shots. You want to see, villain shots of the two ships together. I want to see perspective. I want to see the internal spore drive ring be filled in. I want to see blue phasers. I want to see solid phasers, not pulse. I want to see those refit. I don't want to see Klingon. I don't want to see Borg or whatever.
No Tilly's saliva while she sleeps. Yeah, I don't want to see that either. Really.
I just don't want to see. I don't want to see bad writing. I want to see these people doing what Starfleet should do. They were all picked ostensibly as the best scientists to be on this top secret ship to do the spore drive tech. And the most science missions of any ship in the fleet. Do science. It's the most science ship of the whole fleet. Do science.
That's what Trek is about anyway, exploring, so...
Like, use each episode, go explore something as part of the grander story. It's really isn't rocket science.
Daniel Hentz puts in 5... I found out they were Swiss francs. So.
Super.
Thanks, Commander. You really need a promotion and bigger office so you can show all the ships in their glory.
I have a teeny office, but that's okay. It's efficient. And I will say, the smaller the room, the more easily you can light it. Like, I mean, obviously, if I had a big room, I could just light me. But I'm lighting, I'm bouncing light and stuff. Like, my ceiling's pretty bright.
Yeah.
And you've got, like, lights on top of you. You've got, like, a strip of lights. And...
Well, there's two lights up there, one up there. There's one over there, two over here.
Yeah.
I'm in a big room, too, so...
But you're in the right corner for the lights.
Yes.
And yeah, no more swearing. Unless it's, like, contextual. And the villains could probably swear, but, Yeah.
In Klingon.
Yeah. Well, yeah, actually. And then the subtitles just say, F***. It's just like, oh, wow. L'Rell swore in Klingon. What a badass. But really, it's just Klingon swearing. Or invent new swear words. I mean, seriously, why not? I mean, we have Frack, and, I mean, to the point that Frack is used in other shows by geeks that want to swear without swearing.
That's kind of frustrating to me, though. It's like that whole frack thing. It gets overdone. Like in Transformers, one of their swear words is slag.
Oh, well.
But anyway. Discovery's artificial intelligence lab accidentally creates the beginning of the Borg. Oh my god, no.
You said that?
Brian McFarlane. Ian Warrender puts £5 in. Stepping out. Good night, guys. Well, thank you very much, Ian. Ian was one of our admins and moderators, so thank you very much, Ian. Good job today, earlier as well.
As always, Ian, thanks so much, and hopefully you'll join in for all of our Discovery reviews, because those are going to be interesting, and hopefully Stuart's instant reaction reviews, because I'm really eager after our reviews to go back and watch them, because often, like, you did a couple of those last year.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting to actually go back and watch, and you actually changed some of your ideas in between. You didn't watch the internet's reaction, your reaction to then mulling over and stuff. So I really want to see what those are. I'm interested. So I'm a fan of your content too, Stuart. I know you're a fan of my fan film stuff. So actually, we have our own genres of skill, and I'm a fan of yours too. So
and that's what started Trek Yards after all. You were watching my channel, and
would have been nice if I had said hi. You'd be like, you're the dude that temporal anomaly. Oh, I'm a big fan of that. I want to see it. That would have been kind of fun. But that's okay.
But I was like, what the hell's that?
I don't think I told you for like a while.
Who are you?
Get off my lawn.
Where is the UK? What?
Is that in Canada? Why do you sound weird? I'm 10. Bitch.
You go back and watch that first interview I do with you, or the first time we talk. You look so young, dude. Damn. And it was weird lighting, and you were in front of this door thing, and
I could go down there and film me live, in the other. Oh, should I go back and do classic Trek Yards?
We should do one.
Well, I could Skype.
I gotta move my camera down here, but it's on a tripod right now.
No, I could Skype in other me, and I could go down quickly for a second and show the first layout. It's right there.
Oh my god, it's up to you.
Okay.
Gmon78 puts in £5. I'd love to see an animated anthology show. They could cover anything from any time period. Thoughts? We've said that all along for the last couple of years. An animated anthology series would be fantastic.
Yep, hands down.
You could do every episode just be its own standalone crew, or revisit that crew later, or have a multiple story arc in different timelines, different time periods. Yeah, I mean, it's so many possibilities with that.
Yeah. It's unlimited possibilities. And alternate dimensions and stuff. Yeah. Brilliant.
You're going downstairs now, aren't you?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, I just need to set up the screen so people actually see it. Actually see it, yes.
You're all skewed off to the side.
I know.
Literally, blue screen of Trek.
Is that gonna
We're
let
gone.
me...
We're gone.
I know.
They can't see us anymore.
I know.
Fix it. Make it better.
I'll make it go. There we go. Okay. Okay, back in a minute.
But yeah, can't see your faces. It's okay. You don't need to see our faces. Yeah. It's probably better that way. It's safer. I don't think he realizes that he's muted because we can't hear you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Make it better.
Yes, I know.
There
I
we
know.
go. There
Right.
we go.
Here I am on the original Trek Yards background. Can I borrow your phone for a sec? The lights. How do I look, Stuart? Real dark, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's yeah.
He's frozen. Oh no.
I'm not frozen. No, I'm not. They can still see me.
There you go. Hello. How do I...
Yay!
We've got a light now. There you go. This is where it started, Stuart. 4 years ago, on this background. Here's the corner. There's the painting. What's everyone saying? Is everyone impressed by my time travel?
Oh, that guy's back. I don't know why it's so funny. No light. I'm hearing echo. LOL, what's going on? Sickening. Is that Samuel's Batcave? Why can't they put data into Replicator and have more than one? Discovery lighting.
And now I've got a clock.
Close.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, Jason is here. V-neck. One of our admins. Yes, sir.
Everything is happening. This is like technical issue galore.
Yeah, we're not really talking about predictions, though. We're taking a look back now. We're not even looking forward.
Yes. I'm still talking, though. You know, this is a live journey. So, what do you think about Discovery Season 2, Stuart?
I think I've seen more of your house in this live stream than I ever have, because you've never showed me.
Oh.
Because you're a bastard.
Not really our house. It's a CGI set.
True. That's true.
Nice.
Okay.
Rescreen.
I'll come back upstairs. Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye.
Frames skipping again. Insert TARDIS sound. What days will you be doing Discovery episodes reviews each week, says Jill. Well, I'm going to be doing like a live reaction after the fact, so Thursday night. And then I believe on Friday we'll be doing the live discussions like this, talking with you guys about it. But there, he's back now. Samuel, I can't hear you.
Hello, that was thoroughly unnecessary, wasn't it?
It was, thank you. Jill was asking when she can expect our Discovery reviews. I said I'm going to be doing my live review, like first reaction thing, kind of Thursday night after the fact. And then we're doing the lives on Friday, I believe.
Yes.
And then the edited ones are coming out probably Monday, like short ones.
Yeah, we've worked out that it's kind of hard to do 2 reviews in one day. So what I'm thinking is that we might do the full... We'll probably may or may not film an Orville review on the Friday, depending. This is all variable. But do Discovery review... Well, okay, hold on. We'll do small Discovery episodes during Friday. So that we've got some for the weekend and for the week to look at new ships or such. And then we'll do the live on the Friday evening. Then stuff will come out. And then we'll probably film with a weekend to mull over the full review, which will have images and stuff for the Monday, which will be a shorter, more, retrospective, thinking about, concise review.
Concise review, yeah.
Because we know not everyone can watch it. And last year we did, a spoiler-free and a spoiler review. But we're trying something different this year. Because also YouTube doesn't want long content anymore. So we're trying to sort of shorten content, make it easy to watch. And we're lives be very much sort of the exception, because you get to interact with us, which we couldn't do with other videos, and ask us questions and control the conversation a little bit. Yeah.
No spoilers on Thursday, please. Well, I'm going to get my first reaction, so you just don't watch them then.
Well, I mean, I know that... Wait, come on. Every big Trek fan is going to talk about it, unfortunately, as soon as it goes out, I mean, I know that actively
Yep.
I'm going to stay off Facebook as soon as a certain time passes on Thursday, and as soon as I wake up on Friday, I'm not going to log into anything and go straight downstairs and try and watch it. Like, I'm not going to touch the internet until I've watched it, because otherwise I'm going to get spoiled, and I don't want to be spoiled. And I also don't want to get biased, because honestly, if you hear one person say, I loved it, that creates an expectation, or I hated it. You know, I saw an episode that last season where I was completely opposite to what Stuart thought, because I had my completely own opinions based on what I thought. So, yeah.
Roberto Suarez prediction: Discovery will be canceled after season 2. Totally disagree with that, and don't think that's likely at all.
We have no idea. I mean, if season 2's bad,
We don't, but
you know, season 2 was guaranteed because season 1 was paid for by Netflix, so they were always going to make a season 2 because it was going to be profitable and the risk was worth it. If season 2 is not good, we'll see what happens. You know, they might say, hey, we'll skip it for a couple of years and then jump into, you know, in just the other shows. I mean, all the other shows, you know, because are they really, Stuart, do you really think they're going to release 4 different Trek shows a year or 5 different Trek shows a year?
No.
Yeah, so you might assume they'd do, like, you know, they'd swap out, so everything's on a 2-year cycle. So one year we get Picard, Animated 1, Academy, and then the other year, while they're making the other shows, they release, you know, Section 31, Discovery, and so I can see that happening, or just they don't make them, which is also very possible.
Yeah.
That's just my thoughts.
Daniel puts in 2 more Swiss francs and says, off to bed now. Really entertaining. Need. Thanks. Thank you very much for the donation, and thanks for joining us, and have a good night.
Yeah, thank you. We do this for you guys, you know. So thank you so much for joining and being part of the Tricods family, because I will say genuinely that before the live chats, obviously we had this community, we had this loving fan base, but everything was a delayed reaction. Everything was, you liked the video, we got a sense in the comments, but there was never that same connection. But with these lives, I mean, we get a sense of the value and support we offer. I think you guys have got to know us a bit more. I feel I've got to know a lot of you as well. I mean, Jill Comanche's on every damn live. That's amazing. Crazy, but amazing. So, you know, there's some of you that, it's really good. It's really fun to foster this. And you're getting, as Stuart said often, unedited us. I don't edit Stuart's swear words, you know.
Which sometimes is good, and sometimes not so good.
I don't know if you guys...
We're watching Samuel's face sometimes when I say things, because he's like, don't say that, But...
Yeah, sometimes, well, every time, because, I mean, we try to keep Tracos family friendly. A live stream is a very specific content, because you don't know what it's going to be about all the time. So I wouldn't expect most of our fans to go back and watch it. This is really for those at the time, and then those who want to look at the topic. But our edited content is for anybody ever, and we know a lot of children watch our content, so I always edit it down. But, for example, you always called Landry a bitch. But I always took out the bit. So you knew what they said, but it's not actually... It is censored, but it's a minimal thing. But I put the effort in to keep it PG. Because I think that's important. Yeah, that's important.
Yeah.
Now,
Jill's YouTube notifications must work then, says 90 Lancaster. I don't know. YouTube's notification system is weird. Yeah. For when Sylvia and I did our lives, people got the notification like 4 or 5 hours later after we were done.
Yeah.
It's just silly.
Yep. Samuel's been swearing a lot lately. It's just like I don't ever swear in normal videos. We try not to. So when we're, and besides, most of the last couple I was actually saying it about something in particular, as a whatever. Back to predictions, Stuart.
Yes.
Okay. So when I'll throw you some like quick fire. When will we see the Enterprise again? In season 2.
Right away. Episode 1.
I mean, after it leaves. I'm assuming episode 1. Or not at all.
Oh, we'll see it at the end of the season or the end of the Spock arc for sure.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be in dry dock. I think it's going to be refitted. It's going to have straight pylons. It's going to be gleaming white, but it's still going to look a little off. It's still going to look Discovery-esque, but that's fine. Mm-hmm. That's my prediction. That's my hope. Mm-hmm. More of a hope probably than a prediction, but
yeah. If there's not a break, I would guess we're going to see Enterprise again in episode 10 it's going to be doing something important, 10 and 11. It's going to disappear in 12 and 13. It's going to come back for the season finale epic battle. And be like a swoop in, sir, it's the Enterprise! Yay, hail them! And it's like...
I think we're going to see Discovery and Enterprise just doing their thing together, side by side.
What, like Star Trek 6? Well, that'd be a nice reference at the end. You see them both, like, and then the Enterprise goes off, and it's like, that was the Enterprise season. Cool. No.
And the adventure continues, question mark.
Question. How about season 3 is about the Farragut and about Kirk? Not about him, he just happens to be there, but another Connie. And, like, season 2 is about their link to the Enterprise, and season 3 is about the Farragut happens to have Kirk.
That would be kind of neat to have, work with the Farragut, see Kirk once or twice, have him have a little fling with Tilly or something.
That would be funny. That I would buy.
That might be kind of funny.
He's younger than Tilly, and she's a bloody ensign, so...
Yeah, but she was in... Yeah, that's where Star Trek Online Discovery thing goes wrong, because she's at the Academy talking about how Kirk was like this... good student, and he's already off on a mission, and anyway, I don't know. I can see them doing something like that. They are going to reference Kirk at least once as a lieutenant on the Farragut. They're going to do that. Whether we'll see him or not, high probability, but we're at least going to hear about him or hear his name or be on the Farragut and have a Lieutenant Kirk, please report to an announcement or something in the background. So there's going to be that reference at least some point in Discovery. I guarantee it. I'm
going to say maybe, but I think the cleverer version is that it's going to be Sneak or Martin Green or someone says, on Discovery episode 8, so being hailed, Commander Kirk, Lieutenant Kirk is requesting to beam over. And no one blinks because it's nobody. And we're like, oh shit. You go to the transporter room and it's George Kirk. And he says, Lieutenant George T. Kirk, George M. Kirk, I'm here to help you for your thing. Like, it's Kirk, it's just not the Kirk. That would be, I think, a much better way, because then you get that little payoff. Yeah. But it's not actually... And he mentions his brother. James would love this. And that's the only reference. I think that would be a sensible, clever reference.
I think his brother would be better. Sam Kirk, coming aboard as a scientist.
Yeah.
With his family. Yeah. Unknown user puts in $5. Prediction: Batty is using Spore Network to travel the galaxy. Discovery destroys the network to save the galaxy. Starfleet goes back to just warp drive. The end.
Ooh.
I would buy that. The red orbs are somehow accessing the mycelial network and are going to filter through the entire multiverse. And so they have to destroy the mycelial network. Interesting. I could see something like that occurring, and then they can't use the Spore drive. Why bother talking about it 10 years later? Because it's like...
Yep. Okay. Let me counter that with one more level of continuity. You ready?
No. Yes.
The Red Angels are actually Lorca. Mirror Lorca. He can't leave the network, but he's so evil. He's pulled the network to his command. He's that effing awful. To the point that he's doing these universe damaging things. And yes, they can't destroy the network, they'll destroy all life in the universe, but they can cease our universe's ability to connect to that network. And that's the only way to stop Lorca. And so you get this nice bring back. You have him be that powerful. He gets to be in people's dreams. Stamets, definitely, because he links to Stamets. Hugh, because when he comes back, he's linked to the Spore drive. Burnham, probably just to piss around with her, whatever. But he's like, his evil, that's why it's red as well. His evil is controlling it. Because that'd be a nice link to the season 1 arc. And it would give us a closing for him. And that's a surprising reveal. But you saw him in the mycelium. And that is a core. I think you could justify that the little chamber you see is one way of accessing the mycelium drive. Another way is Stamets's. I think you could argue that falling into a mycelium core, this hyper-dense mass of it, is a different way of entering the network. It spreads you out across all of time and space to the point where you have a bit of control, and he builds it, it's a unique doorway. What do you think of that?
I would agree. I think that would be a fantastic idea. But having him come back as this super I control the mycelial network is kind of odd. But I can see them doing something like that because the weird when he hit the Muslim thing. Yeah.
Hey, it just wants revenge,
and it-
you know?
I think they.
Going a bit, isn't he, guys? Oh, you back?
I am. You kept cutting out there, so
What did you say, Stuart?
I said you kept
Uh,
out there, but that's okay. Back
no,
now.
the Lorca bit. What did you say about Lorca? I lost the last bit.
Oh, I almost don't want them to do that, but it's a great tie-in, and it's something that would make a lot of sense. Coming back for revenge.
I mean, it's a weak, just another revenge story, but disabling the Spore Network, our ability to use it, is a really important thing to do. It's not a soft retcon thing. You need to lose the ability to Spore jump. That needs to be gone out of the universe.
Happiest Gnome said he had a sword through his heart. Yes, but when he wasn't dead yet when he hit the network, so his consciousness could have.
Oh yeah, I mean he was falling into the mycelium, and his skin was burning off as it was going. I mean there clearly the possibility of leading into that, for sure. Yeah. Did you read the hopeful 3135 super chat?
Not yet.
Ah,
Hopeful 3135, £2. Thanks for the show. Can you get too much continuity?
good question.
Can you get too much continuity? No. Means exactly.
Well, it's a.
Can you get too much continuity?
But what does continuity mean? It means this is the universe of Star Trek. Events happened. Like, you can't pick and choose what you use. It's just, this is what happened. So the universe is ever building. You just don't put stories in the you know, too much continuity post TNG is kind of a problem. Like, where do you put the tech? That's kind of tricky. Without going linearly, like little jumps, that's a little bit trickier. And I guess too much continuity to do a prequel, because then how do you make a prequel? There's always too many things linked to. Unless you don't respect it, then who cares? I mean, they just don't care that much. The bottom line is our show is the most important, not the universe. Which, hey, if you're the showrunner of that show, why would you force your people to rely on stuff that was made in the 80s by people that are long retired? Like, but it's like you're shooting yourself in the foot. Don't put yourself in that position. You've done well. You haven't necessarily, but the people above you have. No, I think continuity is just the word for events that happen. You know, don't. You know, just the cleverness is when you go through the mycelium network of the continuity, is when you do it properly and cleverly. And I mean, convergence is this clever use of fan-film continuity, and it's you know, Intermediate Darkly is a beautiful, clever use of continuity. Continuity is the whole reason that show exists. And then Trials and Tribulations, again, beautiful continuity. It's some of the best shows in Trek are the continuity shows. You know, all good things. Guess what? That show is filled with its own continuity.
Yeah.
You know.
Zarkon D. Grissom puts in $5. The network would destroy all life if it was destroyed. It would break their own canon, so I guess, LOL. Okay, not necessarily destroyed, but access to it maybe closed off.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, not destroyed, you can't do that, but... Yeah, for sure. I thought Lorca fried on the Spore containment field. Yeah, but do you really think you can properly contain interdimensional spores? You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure they're, like, choosing to be stored... I mean... It's meant to be this living ultimate network. You know what I mean? We just sort of use it, just sort of.
It was an easy out for them that they could possibly bring him back, I think, to do that. Craig throws in $1. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And message retracted. Okay. Thanks, anyway.
I agree, Samuel. Continuity shows are really great. Yes.
Well, the good ones are.
And somebody made the comment of, yes, you can have too much continuity. Just look at the comic books, because then once you include, it's like Transformers. There was the on-screen stuff. There was the UK comics. There was the American comics, all with the same characters, all doing different things.
No, that's yep.
Yeah. So.
Well, I don't know. It's okay. The reason the Marvel films work, the reason we've got to
Yes.
20 films in, is because they've built up a continuity. If they reset every time, it wouldn't work. So
Look at Spider-Man. Look at Hulk. There's no continuity, and it didn't.
Yeah, Infinity War works because it's 12 films of build-up. You know,
Yeah.
Intermirror Darkly works because TOS exists and the CGI exists and the Enterprise exists. The reason These the Voyages didn't work is because they was a stupid idea, but that exists because of the continuity. Star Trek 6, they brought Worf into play, his ancestor. That's continuity. It's awesome. It's just this fun little thing. It's just a living, breathing universe, and the fact that you can call back to anything, anywhere, or call future to anything, anywhere. It's like with the Augment episode in Enterprise. I mean, it was such a cleverly done way of bringing in Khan but not Khan, bringing in Sung but not Sung. Like, it was a real intelligent way of doing that.
Yeah.
But in fact, it was, okay, he was wearing sort of Khan-ish uniforms, and okay, fine, it's a bit too similar, and okay, his ending was a bit too similar to Khan, fine, but that's more referent as fun rather than serious. But it's tricky. It depends where you place it. Like, if you place a show in the Lost era, continuity is your friend. You build it as you go.
Roberto makes a good point too. The X-Men movies don't work because they keep messing with the continuity, and he's 100% correct.
Which is funny because Days of Future Past, I think it's a tremendous film. It's we're gonna really try and make this work, but because you got Patrick Stewart meeting James McAvoy, that was continuity. Like, that was real clever. And then you have don't want to talk about Apocalypse. Apocalypse was such a bad, not good film. I was really surprised by that, how weak it was.
Yeah.
I love the Everything Wrong With. They say, this one takes place 15 years later, but they look exactly the same. It's like, really? Really? In 6 years, he becomes Patrick Stewart. Really? Really?
That's funny.
Yeah, there's some. Yeah, X-Men is a weird one because they never quite got it right for any of the films. Never quite got it right. Yeah, I don't know.
Homage, Captain's uniform, continuity, or fan service? Better be continuity. That's all I have to say. Better not be a one-off thing, and then we never see it again.
Well, that's the thing. Cage is still canon, so they wore these uniforms, and in the book, which is canon, they told us it's canon, they wear these uniforms, and they comment how, you're still using the old uniforms. Like, this is... Discovery likes to shoot itself in the foot. It's strange.
Nandy Lancaster, breaking news. Vader fan film monetization claim removed. Really?
Yep, saw that yesterday.
Really? So he's making money on it again?
Oh, no. Oh, right. You mean actually removed? Oh, okay. Oh.
That's
Interesting.
odd. If that's the case, that's a precedent, I think.
I was surprised.
Greg,
I was surprised he could monetize it personally.
Yeah, I didn't think it was monetized when I first watched it.
I mean, I don't know how you could monetize a fan film which is 100% continuity. Like, we monetize our discussions of something that's completely different sort of content. It's even in the rules of YouTube and copyright law. Whereas I wouldn't try and monetize temporal. Although he pointed out, he got several million views. He did say he would have made $80,000 if it successfully was monetized at that point, which would fund his next one. And that's why I certainly appreciate that. It's nothing to Disney, but it could help him fund more. And if you could fund your next film by making your old film, everyone wins. There's no, what I mean? It's weird.
Oh no, he never made money on it. Disney is no longer monetizing it. What? Anyway, I gotta go to Super Chat. Craig Ken puts in $5 Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, continuity can be good. However, you don't need an origin story for things like why Data named his cat Spot. True.
Yep.
They go overboard with some of the origin stories of a lot of things, but every now and then a nice nod to it is appreciated, in my opinion.
Well,
it seems to be a trope now that they need to focus on the Han Solo's dice, for example. Let's say we go to another prequel way down the road, and they're in a dice factory, and you see them stamped out. It's like, wow, really? You know, things like that are silly. But
Yeah, in Solo, him working out and inventing his name Solo is stupid. You don't need that.
that's
But
that's retarded.
But seeing how Data's ancestor goes from augments to robotics is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he doesn't tell you how Sung started, but it's like, well, that was Sung's dad, so it was like, it's a family trade, but it wasn't actually how the Data got built. 'Cause I wouldn't want to see a miniseries of Data getting built. I don't care. Like, done. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, they can take it too far. for
Honestly, it's like we didn't need to see Burnham on the Shinjo as episodes. Better as flashbacks. That should have been a, season-wide flashbacks.
Mm-hmm.
My opinion.
Tony Lancaster, Spot changed breed and sex, suggesting that Worf didn't go back to his native universe after all, and Spot is the sign and the trophy. That's interesting. Maybe that's why Spot does change sexes. Worf got to the closest universe he could get to. That was like it.
Yeah, that's a great episode too.
Yeah,
That's a great
fantastic.
episode too. Oh yeah, Lucasfilm intervened and now it's making money for nobody. Cool. Demonetized. Fan film.
Gotcha.
Cool. Yeah. I'm trying to think of predictions because I in my heart of hearts, Pike is all season and I'm fine with that. Spock I think is going to come in episode 4. He's going to or talked about maybe mid-season. I think confidence more. I think the way of pacing dictates mid-season because then it's a payoff for mid-season. Because you also need to if they're going to focus on these side characters of the Helms officer and stuff, they basically need to jumpstart those people's characters because they're sort of trying to tell us that was a thing. They're going to go, oh, now they have character, and that's fine. Hey, give them the chance. You hired them for a reason. I mean, can you imagine though, as those actresses and actors, it's like, right, you have 7 lines in 3.5 hours of content, 4 hours of content, and it's like, but we're hiring you to do it's like, what do you hire them for? They didn't have a vision for them. It's like, what was the point? Whereas you hired Garrett Wang specifically for a thing, and you hired, but we can tell already from that one clip where you see them and Pike deal with the asteroid field, like they're going to try and give them something. So yeah, give us 6 episodes of introducing this cast, then have Spock come in and change the status quo a bit. But I've heard the rumor, I believe you did too, about how Spock is going to be brought back into Vulcan logic by Burnham mind melding him. Thoughts on that?
Mm-hmm.
She'll bring him back to classic Spock.
I find it highly likely that they will do that. Yes, I said likely, not unlikely, because she's this amazing, as everybody says, the Mary Sue. She's going to solve all the problems. She's going to make Spock who he is. So the Spock we've known for 50 years is all because of Michael Burnham. That's kind of how the Discovery team are presenting her, and how the haters have really latched onto that. So if they do it, it's a bad choice, but I can see the writing on the wall, and I think they're going to do it. That's my prediction.
Burnham should be made to look silly compared to Spock. Spock should come in. Now, he's not actually
he does school her in the one trailer. He does kind of lay the smackdown on her and say, you take all this burden for yourself and blah, blah, blah. You put everything on yourself. So that was kind of funny.
The Spock character should be better than Burnham. Now, he's not necessarily smarter than her, but his pure Vulcanness should mean he's smarter than her. Like, he should just be better at everything than Burnham, but not brag about it, not make a big thing of it. Unlike... Because we don't actually know how Saru and Burnham are in terms of intelligence levels. Burnham's just always a bitch about it. We don't know how they are comparable. Spock should be just better, but not make a thing of it. Like, he got second in command of a Connie. Burnham, and he got second in command of a Connie through building up to the ranks and no daddy interference. Burnham got second in command of a 40-year-old ship with daddy's help. So
More or less. He got her on the ship. I don't know if he really influenced the command structure to get her in second in command.
what role was she? I think she was. Well, yeah, but she wasn't like ensign. I mean, she was his ward. I'm pretty sure she went. I don't know if she didn't go into Exos.
She didn't come on and just was instantly commander. I can't.
Oh no,
see
no,
that
no! You're right.
happening.
In the book, in the book she's a lower rank. But still, I mean, Spock still had a better, you know, by this time in their career, Spock has done better. Even if I mean, Giorgio's a bad captain, so for her to think Burnham should be in command, and then we see Burnham's actions. I mean, if she was a captain, a genuine captain in Discovery, God, the universe would burn. From her season 1 actress, is an awful commanding officer, absolutely awful. So Spock needs to just be the higher authority in morals and actions, but not make a thing of it.
Yeah.
You know, she can say the cool thing. He's like, you know, yes, my thoughts as well, but he's already put the information in. You know, real subtle stuff to make him, you know, even in his crazy brain, he's still better. But not. It's not a big deal. Or bring Cyborg in because he's smarter than them both. That was his whole point. He was a prodigy. Cyborg is smarter than Spock. He is smarter than Burnham. I'd love to see Cyborg. That'd be brilliant. How cool would it to be to see Spock and Cyborg together, and you know Cyborg says, "I can't follow you on this journey. I've got my own journey," you know. Although it would kind of make. Well, okay. What if then? And this is what I would do if they really go in this line. Because if Spock's doing this whole going against the status quo to fight after a signal, what's Cyborg doing? Going against the status quo to find this signal. But Spock didn't judge Cyborg. Not really.
No.
So it'd be kind of nice if he says, you know, or Burnham or Sarek says, "You're just like your brother," to Spock. You know, have you talked to Cyborg? And he's like, I haven't seen him, but I can understand his reasons to leave. Like, that'd be so fun because now that you see parallels, ironically, you know, although Sarek, so I'm going to rant here, but like Sarek, look at his children. His first wife, son, prodigy, betrayed the family. His adopted daughter is the only mutineer in all Federation history up until, you know, whatever. And started a war, didn't really, but started a war. And his son betrayed his wishes and joined Starfleet, and he didn't talk to him for 20 years. He has an awful set of children, apparently. Like, that's a really bad record.
Just a bad parent. He's an absentee parent. He's never there, so his kids rebel.
Apparently.
Yeah.
That's funny, though. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see a lot of things happening in season 2, but I don't know. Anyway.
So I'm just reading the chat. Spock is second in command of the flagship. The Enterprise is not the flagship at this point.
Not yet.
It's not even the flagship in TMP. It's a ship of honor. Actually a flagship, though?
I believe it is classed as a flagship in TMP, yes.
Okay.
But, yeah, from that moment on kind of thing, it's this Enterprise is the flagship. So.
I don't even know if the B you'd class as the flagship.
Yeah, it's the Enterprise. That's the only one with the suffix at the end of the registry.
No, I understand that. But, like, we know the D was the flagship. Said specifically, we know the E was a flagship. But, you know what I mean? Like, they didn't... I don't know.
Well, it is, so...
Well, okay, but it wasn't said in Generations, like, and it wasn't, you know, the actual specific, like, did they intend for the flagship, the most special, the bright star, but, you know, the D was actually the flagship specifically. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yes, okay, what are you most looking forward to? Like, overall summary of, like, what are you most excited for in general, and then what are you least excited for?
I'm most excited to see what happens to the Enterprise and see that display of the straight struts, whether that's the refit schematic they pull up, that the ship's going to be fixed to this, and at the end we see it in space dock. That'd be glorious. I also want to see the D7s. I'm a ship guy. I want to see the ships.
Yep.
Yeah, Spock's going to show up. Goody. I'm not sure how much that's going to impress me. I want to see him shave his beard. Everybody's been asking about bearded Spock or non-bearded Spock.
don't
He's got to be
care.
not. He's got to not have a beard at some point.
I
It's
just don't.
when we first find him, he's gonna have a beard because he's been doing other stuff.
Yeah, I just don't care. Like, he's going through a really big thing right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just Cyborg had a beard too. I mean, it's just his family's a bit weird with beards. You know.
Joseph Miles puts in 5 Australian. I predict that in Discovery Season 2, the butthurt will complain that it's not real Trek. That's a pretty good prediction and very likely to be true. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing a few things. But yeah, sorry.
We just want good scripts. We know it's not true Star Trek. I don't think anyone could disagree. It's not true original gene, classical, you know, golden age Star Trek. But it can still be a good show. You know? Like Stargate Universe was not a true Stargate show in the sense that it was a completely radical, but that was on purpose, but it was still fully continuity. So it was a slight, you know, it was an interesting take, but it went into the future and it didn't matter if it changed things because it was just progressing the story. This is very different. So, if it's a good story, if Pike's great, if he overshadows Burnham and Burnham has more personality in response to him, you know, it has a lot of potential. If the ships that we knew what 2/3 of the fleet, 1/3 of the fleet got destroyed, we start seeing more conventional shapes coming in. Brilliant. It has a lot of potential, and I'm excited for this week. I think season 1, they know they have to get a lot of people because guess what? They need people to sign up to CBS All Access. That, you know, you don't need to, and I'll see it on Netflix, you know, after the fact. But it's like they need that, and they've burned so many people from season 1. You know, do you really think the haters are going to come back? And do you really think people that don't barely care are going to put in $5 for, you know, 14 weeks to see a show, whereas they could just start for 1 month at the end? If you don't care that much, like, how many shows would you subscribe to a service just for? Like, if you could only see the new Star Wars show, The Mandalorian, by subscribing to Star Wars All Access, would you? Week on week for 14 weeks?
No.
Why not?
Because I just wait till it's available done, and I'd get it then somehow.
Yeah, I'd probably buy Blu-ray with special features and just binge it and enjoy it and watch commentaries. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a.
But if it's personally me, that's when I would be willing to pay, I guess. But I don't have to, so it's all good.
Yeah. Yeah. And there we go. We're excited, and here we go. 1 and a bit day, and I'm really excited to see what Stuart thinks of the episode after it comes out, and then we'll do a live and do videos and. Ooh, Stuart. This is the start of the next 14 weeks of our lives. And thank you all.
There's a lot of these in my future.
And thank you all for joining us. Yeah, certainly. And 230, I think we had at the most. 240 was brilliant. 200 of you watching is really good. We really appreciate that sort of number. Thanks so much. We can tell obviously the pre-streaming it really does make a difference. So we're going to keep doing that. And join us regular streams and be part of the community. And Stuart, I'll end on this. We will look at the good and the bad. Praise the good. Call out the bad. And both are valid. No episode is going to be one or the other. It's going to be both. Every moment that's good, we'll say. Every bad canon mistake, we'll say. We'll judge it on its own merits.
Absolutely. Because that's what we do here.
And both sides will hate us for it. But those in the middle will love us for it. And we're going to be honest. We're not shills. We're not haters. We're going to be honest based on a lot of personal experience in Trek. And
that's going to stand the test of time as far as longevity goes for these videos reviews, whether people think so or not.
Yes. Okay. I'm done.
All right. Bye, guys. We love you.
So until next time, we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.